Prof, I mean, as I listen to you speak and, give such an presentation, I'm encouraged. But the challenge is, what you have just said is not like somebody says, it's not new. We've heard it, and you can go back to the pre-independent leadership era. These were the things that we're talking about. Yeah. 60 years down the line, we're still talking about the same thing. So the question is, what must Africa do to see the things that you are talking about implemented? And in your answer, I think that fortunately we happen to be in a country where, globally, Rwanda has been seen to be a star in terms of what you guys have done. And of course, when I got here, I've done transit on Kigali many times, but this is my first time virtually entering the city to see, and what I've heard is true. What is Rwanda doing right that African countries can emulate from Rwanda? And I think you are the right person to speak to that, because I was looking at your profile as far back as, I think, in the 70s or so. You were the Secretary General of the current party. And so what is Rwanda doing right that other African leaders can emulate from that? And what must we do to bring all the nexuses together? Sometimes we shall come to talk about Africa Continental Free Trade Area. But sometimes if you look at what is happening now, it's almost as if we are still in the era of the Casablanca bloc and the Liberian, so what is happening?
At least at that time, there were only two blocks.
But now
it is multiple blocks.
Absolutely.
Probably there isn't any block.
Absolutely.
Everyone is playing his own partition.
Absolutely.
Which is unfortunate.
What can we do as a continent?
Yeah. Maybe if I start with the case of our country, yes, as you mentioned it. First of all, I think Rwanda should serve as an encouragement to the continent. Because if you go back 29 years ago, in 1994, this country collapsed completely, almost disappeared. In a span of 100 days, because we had a terrible genocidal government, we lost 1 million of our people, hundreds of thousands of our people were left orphans, widowers. Everything that had been built was destroyed. So we had to start from zero. And we were not really in a very advantageous situation, because, as you know, Rwanda is small, it is landlocked. We had, of course, lost most of our human resources, the educated people. Many of them had been killed. Others were forced into exile because they had participated in the killing. And Rwanda is not endowed with huge natural resources compared to other countries. And yet, if you see what we've been able to do over the last 29 years, first of all, we overcame the challenge of bringing the people of Rwanda together. In 1994, most of analysts were saying that the people of Rwanda will no longer be able to live together given what had happened. Some went to the extent of even dividing this small nation into two, so that the Hutus and the Tutsis would have separate countries. But of course we refused, because we said that there was nothing genetical disposing the people of Rwanda to kill each other. It was the bad leadership that caused the genocide. So we made 3 important decisions or choices. We chose to remain together and work toward reconciliation and unity. The second decision was to develop a governance that put the people of Rwanda at the center of its preoccupation. Good governance, accountable and transparent governance, because the lack of it was the cause of the genocide. The third thing was to think big, to dream big for our country. We decided to believe in ourselves, to say that we are not lesser human beings compared to other people who managed to develop their countries. If they were able to develop their countries, we too can develop our country. The combination of these 3 things is what has uplifted Rwanda from the bottomless pit that the genocidal government had left us. So I was saying that Rwanda should serve as an encouragement for all the countries of Africa. There is not a single country in Africa which has sunk lower or even closer to where we were. So and there is not a single country in this continent which is endowed with lesser resources than us, than Rwanda. So if we Rwandans have been able to uplift ourselves from where we were, surely any African country can uplift itself where it is and take itself to greater heights. So we did it indeed by these 3 pillars. Right. We must unite our people. And we must have a transparent and accountable governance. Both the governors and the governed should have responsibilities and execute these responsibilities transparently and accountably. That's what we do here in Rwanda. And we should never, ever accept the poor mentality. We must operate on the basis that whatever other people, whatever good, of course, whatever good other people have done, we are able to do it. And that's really what every individual country of Africa needs, and that's what every regional economic community of Africa needs, and that's what Africa as a whole needs.